just through our ebook and 5-day course, right? Because it was really valuable and it got people super bought in. But we need to filter out because we can't work with everyone. We have very strict parameters of who we can work with. What's up, guys? Nick with Consulting Profits here, and today I'm going to be talking about how I landed 798 clients just from my Instagram profile, and how you can do this as well, especially if you're an agency or coach. So I grew my Instagram profile to about 120,000 people. And from that, I've been able to generate about $3.7 million just from this Instagram account. And that translates to about, 798 clients, give or take. So it's been really good. And I want to show you how I actually have been able to do that so you can replicate exactly what I've done and where my mistakes were versus not, because a lot of people try to teach you the social funnel right now. But the problem is that they've never actually really done significant numbers from their social funnel. Okay, so I want to share with you how I actually landed so many clients and the exact method to converting those clients and monetizing those clients to the tune of $3.7 million. And this is just from one account. I also have another account too that I've been able to monetize as well, and make an additional 1.4 million or something like that as well. So with that being said, let's dive right in. So most of the time, people generally get it wrong because they think of it as a straight line funnel where it's like Instagram, right? People follow you, they DM you, they buy, which is not really how it works. It's a little bit more complex than that. So this is kind of the overview of the funnel. But the first thing it always starts with is having an optimized IG profile. So this is where you want to post great content, right? Content that actually gives value to your audience and content that actually speaks to your audience. So the important thing is you always want to think of value first, and then also have a good call to action, optimized bio, and then have a good VSL in your bio as well, because the VSL is essentially what funnels people in. And then from there, you're going to go through the rest of the funnel, which I'm going to share with you. All right. But first things first is don't just have like a mid profile, because if your profile is mid, it's just not going to work. You need to have a really good profile with great content on it. So first things first, go back and revise your content strategy if need be. Okay. So how you're going to grow your profile is through kind of three things: organic content, Instagram DM ads, and follower ads. I've done videos on these so you can take a look at those, but your organic content is essentially just going to grow your audience organically, right? From what you post, you're going to get reach. People will follow you based on the content. Okay. Instagram DM ads, you're going to typically do a lead magnet of some sort to get them to DM you, and then that's going to bring people in to follow you and then go into the rest of your funnel. Then you're also going to do follower ads. So follower ads are also really important to just grow your audience. I mean, you can get followers, really targeted followers in your audience for like 60 to 80 cents, okay, per follower. So how this looks is that from your profile, they're typically going to go one of three ways. The first way is just the typical VSL funnel, right? So they'll follow you on Instagram. They'll go into your VSL. You can outbound dial or text them to set a call, or they'll just auto book a call and then you close them. This is what, a small percentage will do. If they go through this, they're typically going to be a pretty easy close because they already want what you have to offer. And they're generally going to be, because they typically opt in on their own accord, they're generally going to be pretty bought in. Okay. Now, there's going to be a portion of people who opt into the VSL who aren't ready to book a call. So this is where a lot of people lose them. And this is where you can start to outbound some of your followers and give out a lead magnet. All right. And a good one, not just like a crappy lead magnet. So we gave away an ebook and a 5-day course as our lead magnet. And this was really powerful because from there, we'd have a calendar link where instead of just booking straight to a closer's call or a closer's calendar, we actually got them to hop on a call with a setter first, a discovery call, because we have such high volume from this. We literally have like 10, 15, 20 calls booked in a day sometimes, just through our ebook and 5-day course, right? Because it was really valuable and it got people super, super bought in. But we need to filter out because we can't work with everyone. We have very strict parameters of who we can work with. Because if we do work with someone, we want to be able to ensure and guarantee them results and make sure that they see success. So for us, we needed to implement a discovery call, and we would see where they were at. If they were a good fit, then we'd book them onto the closer's calendar. If they weren't quite ready yet, then what we would do is we'd send them more content and more things and nurture them. All right. So if we nurtured them, they would get results. We give them, like free courses or free things that would allow them to see results. And then once they were nurtured and ready, then they would hop onto a call with us and then essentially close. Okay. So it's important that you don't just rely on this. Like if I only relied on this, I wouldn't even have a tenth of what I made. Okay. Whereas with this was the most important piece of the process. This allowed me to really scale up and get like 10, 15, 20 book calls a day. And at that volume, when you're booking that many calls, you can close a lot of clients. And then from here as well, you can also do an inbound CTA. So this could be, or inbound lead, right? So these are just people who are coming from like call to actions on your profile. So let's say I posted, a piece of content that said, hey, I'm looking for a few people who are wanting to work with me one-to-one. If that's something you want to do, then, basically it would drive them to a book call or drive them to another lead magnet. Or let's say I came up with a lead magnet, a one-off lead magnet, right? And I posted about that lead magnet and people opted in. This would also get people who, let's say, didn't respond to me, or maybe have been following me, or we didn't reach out to them. I mean, it's hard to reach out to hundreds of thousands of people. So if we didn't reach out to them, it would get more inbound leads. So doing call to actions are super important. And we would come up with a lot of one-off lead magnets to essentially give away. And these were really valuable lead magnets, so people would want them. I mean, just from the lead magnets alone, I would get like thousands of comments sometimes, which would literally bring in like an additional 1,000 to 2,000 conversations for us. And then we'd book a certain amount of people into those calls. Now, let's say they came in and they weren't quite ready to book a call, right? So we would also nurture them on our email list and on our community. We used a Facebook community. We're probably switching to School. But as of right now, we're on Facebook. And just in that community alone, I have like almost 6,000 people who are in my Facebook group where I post content and things like that. And then from there, when you're nurturing people here, you can actually book them into a call and close them as well. So if we look at it kind of just from like a holistic point of view, a lot of the time, most, I would say, coaches right now are teaching just this part when you're missing all this as well. And I would say majority of my revenue came from doing these activities. So very important to be able to implement those things. I'm going to keep this one nice and short. But if you haven't already, implement this into your social funnel and you'll get significantly more clients. Hopefully you enjoyed that. Let me know if you have any questions on that. And I'll be happy to do any follow-up videos. If you do have any specific questions, just let me know in the comments. If you like this type of content, please subscribe and comment for more. All right. Thank you very much.